want to chime in here to say that none of these companies sponsor me at all. Not paid for this. This is just me trying to help out viewers and trying to give you some different options on where to go. Again, I have not been sponsored.
Unless you're gonna do it.
You knew that was coming.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. It's EKB, EKB TV, Vintage Cigar, and we got a buyer's guide top 10 today. So we're gonna do the top 10 websites to buy your cigars from. Now I know, this is my opinion, but I'm just trying to give you a guide on where to go if you have to buy cigars. Now me personally, if it was up to me, I would go to a brick and mortar and I would support people that I know personally buying cigars so I could go to the shop, shake hands, safely, of course, COVID, At least that way we could, sit down, have a cigar with people, or have a clerk come through that can help out, and you're supporting someone's business. I would prefer that. But the websites are small businesses too, at least some of them. So this is a really big deal for me, especially being here in Japan. I don't have a brick and mortar that I can just go to and just show up at the shop, grab some cigars and go. And the ones that I do have access to, I'm limited in the amount of cigars that I can actually get. The websites have been a lifesaver for me. It's really been a life changer in order for me to get access to cigars so I can provide you the content that we have. And more importantly, I can smoke the cigars that I want to smoke. All right, let's get into this top 10. All right, number 10 on the list is going to be the Famous Smoke Shop. I like this website. To me, it kind of feels like the Costco of the websites. You definitely have your variety. You have more than enough cigars to choose from. You have some really good deals, but it definitely feels like a larger warehouse of a company where you just kind of go where you can get the most of what you want. Just about every brand that you can think of. Doesn't feel quite cozy, but it's reliable, and you know what you can get out of the Famous Smoke Shop. Number 9 is Smoke Inn. Along the lines of the same deal, feels just a little bit more personal with this website. You can get in, get the cigars that you're looking for, and they have some really great deals this time. It still feels a little bit bigger and, kind of like, hey, they're not gonna run out of too many cigars, but they also are not gonna cater to you personally as much. But hey, the goal here is to buy the cigars that you want. At least here you have options. That's for sure. Number 8 on the list is going to be Cigars and Pipes. We're getting a little bit more personal here. This is really good if you live in the United States where you can really get quick delivery, and you can also have some creative samples, some nice deals, and they have a lot to offer to you on this website. They are a little bit more personal when you're actually getting your cigar shipped to you. Really cool site, really cool options here. Easier to navigate as well too. It doesn't feel like it's just so much of a slog like you're going to Costco and it's just like overwhelming with the information. Pretty good website. Number 7. For this one, it's gonna be for the Privada Club. Now, I really like this website and I feel like it could be a little bit higher, but what makes this really important is right now you have the trend of different LCAs, the rarer cigars, and these limited edition cigars that, once they come out, you gotta get on them quick or they're gonna be sold out. This gives you that option. This is one of those where you wanna go to, keep an eye on, so when the new trendier cigars come out, you have the access to get to them. Especially if you're in the United States. For me, I have to be really quick if they're gonna be sent to me. They're gonna go fast. People like their limited edition cigars right now. Privada Club is a very nice option to go to. Next on the list is gonna be Cigar Thief. I've used this one quite a few times recently, especially to get the cigars to me here. Wasn't a lot of hiccups with the travel and delivering the cigars to me, but what was really cool is it had a nice little personal touch. Like they are paying attention to the people who are buying the cigars from them. And they left me a nice little letter and a note. Maybe I can kind of put that up here so you guys can see what was going on, because I had a little bit of trouble with my last delivery. They really came through in the clutch. I'm going to use them a little bit more. They might be able to move up even higher on my list. I really like this site. I think you will too. Nice touch. Number 5 is going to be Monte Fortuna. This really comes in handy for those of you in the States. For me, being in Japan, getting Cuban cigars isn't that difficult, but you pay for them here. This gives you an option where you're still going to pay for them, but at least you get the option to get them shipped to you where you are without a lot of headaches. They're seasoned. They've been around for a while. You see them a lot if you watch cigar videos. A lot of people use them as sponsors. They're developing a really good reputation, and they're living up to it. So I'm not really too mad at Monte Fortuna. I've used them a bit myself. Number 4 is I Havana. This is probably the site that I use the most for my Cuban cigars. And the reason why I go to them to get them shipped to me this way is because they have really great deals. They do these flash sales where you can get really good Cuban cigars, really good deals on that, and get a lot of different varieties from Monte Cristo to the Trinidad to Hoyo de Monterrey and so on and so forth. Really good options and really nice delivery as well too. I Havana. It's a good site. All right, so we're moving into some of the big dogs here. We're going into the top 3. Now this is top 3 for me, but this is just based on my experience and what I've gone through ordering my cigars, and they really come through in the clutch for me. Now, number 3 is going to be CigarBid. If you're on any message boards and if you're on any websites, you know a lot about CigarBid, and I'm probably sure that it's taken a lot of people for their money, just because they're going to buy cigars in bulk. But what makes this cigar site really cool to me is because if you're trying to stock your humidor and if you're trying to get fibers, some 10 packs with some really good cigars, you gotta kind of be picky and determining what you're gonna get. But you can get some number 1 cigars in there, and you can kind of fill your humidor up if you time it just right without blowing your wad, gambling on cigars. You really want to pay attention to the auctions for the sites, and that way you can get some really cool deals, have some cigars that you can hand out to friends, or some really, really, really good everyday smokes. CigarBid, when used properly, can really, really come in handy. Number 2, Fox Cigars. Now this is definitely one of my go-tos, especially when it comes to getting really cool samplers, getting your cigars that are kind of curated to you, and some of your favorite cigars are going to be available on this site. You may not get everything, but you get some really good options from Arturo Fuente, Tatuaje, and so on and so forth. Just some really cool options, and I love the way they curate and kind of put the options together for you so you can get the best cigars and the best deals. It's really good. Plus, they give a nice little personal touch. You might get a sticker, you might get a handwritten letter, and they're paying attention to their consumers. Customer service is everything for me. It is a really big deal, and they definitely live by the customer service standard. They made me a fan. When it comes to getting cigars, I'm always going to double check with Fox Cigars to see if this is going to be my go-to. And the number 1 site for me is going to be Neptune Cigars. I love the way the site is built up, just the way they give you options. They give you suggestions. They give you rare cigars. They have a plethora of different cigar options that are there for you. It's a little bit bigger, but at the same time, it feels like it's more personal. If it comes to customer service, you can actually reach out to them, and they'll reach back out to you, and they'll give you the feedback that's necessary. Their delivery is on time. I really had a good time using Neptune Cigars. It's kind of my safety blanket when I want to get 1 or 2 cigars here, and not necessarily a sampler, but if I want to put my own sampler together. They've really come through in the clutch. It really deserves to be number 1 for me at this point in time. I really like Neptune Cigars, like the options. And if they don't have the cigar at this time, they will give you the notice where you can actually put in for the cigar that you want, and they'll let you know when it's back available. Neptune Cigars has been my go-to. I don't know. I hope this helps you all out, everyone, with finding a really good website. If this is not it, you guys put it down in the comments. Let me know where you go and you shop for your cigars online. There may be some options that I've never found out, and it may make me a fan as well too. The more options, the merrier. Anyway, this is EKB with a buyer's guide and a top 10 list for you. Please stay tuned. We got more shows coming on the buyer guide, and we got more shows coming for the top 10 list, just to give you some things to sit back and enjoy the show. You guys stay tuned. Peace.